Okay. So, let me pull up your notes. I have everybody's notes pulled up. Okay, so last week we talked about do not talk over, and we practiced how to address noises and voices. So, what has been the impact of stopping, addressing, and not talking over?
I think they react more to it when I stop, and particularly quickly. Although I think that there are some who, when I've stopped for a longer period of time, may start to whisper, and then they end up losing more points.
Okay.
So I haven't figured out if there's
A sweet spot for the amount of time,
Yeah.
or okay, that's something I can watch for.
Yeah. Because it's just I think it's with the kids who are most uncomfortable with the silence, which would make sense, like, that they want to whisper after it gets too
Okay.
uncomfortable for them. But
Let's go back to the purpose of the do not talk over though. What is the impact when you do talk over?
they won't get the message, and like they won't. Not everyone will be on the same page at the same time.
So what have been some of the positive impacts of stopping?
Well, so everyone stays in the same place in notes, everyone stays in the same place in explanations. I think it's also easier for me to do the middle, low, high, calling on people.
Have you had to repeat yourself as much?
Not as much.
And what about the need to do a whole class in the middle of an explanation?
The whole class resets are still happening.
Okay, all right. So that means we're going to continue to keep this as an action step, because this is something that you'll do forever when you're teaching. Anytime you hear voices, or noises, middle schoolers, then you have to address it. So that's ongoing.
And they're better about hand tapping, but not as good about foot tapping.
But you're noticing it.
Yeah. But I think that they don't yet have because I can look at their hands and then look at them.
Have you communicated silent feet?
I've whispered that to my biggest ones.
Okay.
Or like still body.
It's worth communicating still feet.
Yeah.
Unless we communicate it out as an expectation, it's difficult to hold them accountable.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the BMC. Expectation, scan, praise, correct.
Yeah.
So unless we're communicating, I expect silent feet, we can't expect to get it.
Yeah.
All right. So this week I want to dive into planning for and communicating specific student actions. So it kind of ties right into that. And so that's something that I also am working on with Jen this week. So if you think back to our what to do directions script, and you have it over there, what are the key components?
Well, so should I write this down in the notes for?
Yes.
Okay. So it's the what we're doing. And then you give time frame, trigger word, noise level, and they should have how to do it.
Great. So in looking at my notes, I wrote down the attention prompt, cue to begin, the actual what to do directions, and you said that includes the initial action, the noise level, the action, and the time step, and the cue to go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stamp for you the 3 most specific parts of that, of what to do directions that actually should be included in your lesson planning when you're thinking about lesson activities. And I'm going to put those down here. Boom. The specific scholar actions, the noise level, and the time stamp, right? So for example, if you know something is going to be a think, pair, share, putting on there, scholars will work silently for 1 minute, scholars will turn and talk for 1 minute at the level 0,
Mhm.
or they can't talk level 0 for 1 minute,
Yeah.
see what happens there though, for
Mhm.
1 minute at a level 1. So putting those points actually in your packet,
Okay.
um,
I'll make that comment right now. The ones that I
because what is the
have.
impact when you provide students an opportunity for partner or group work and you don't communicate the specific actions?
I think that I think universally the grade struggles with the most their noise level and making sure that they're staying on topic after they have started something.
Mm-hmm.
So they're either getting distracted by something else that happens in the class. They feel like they've completed what they're supposed to be saying, even though it's supposed to take 30 seconds. So,
Mm-hmm. They're off task, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Complaining.
they start being on task and then either don't complete the task fully or get distracted and move on.
Mhm. And what I would also say is sometimes whenever you do like group or partner work, or when we don't always name the volume or the timestamp, then you are often managing behaviors, not actually able to monitor their work.
Yeah.
So what are the key steps to addressing this in your classroom?
So I'm copying in the 3 into all of my lesson plans that are due tomorrow now.
Oh, great.
Then, so having them on the packet and seeing them, making sure that they're in the same pattern each time. And I think making it extra clear when it's deviating from the norm. Like, there's a direction that I give every single day for exit tickets. And, like, it's the same words every time.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was something different on their exit ticket
Or a typo or something.
yeah, then making sure that that was extra clear.
Okay.
Yeah, and deviating from the pattern.
Great. So you named exactly what I was envisioning for the action step for this week, which is to pre-plan the specific actions in your packet by putting in the actions, the noise level, and the timestamp. And so that's one thing I'm going to look for tomorrow on lesson plan feedback. But I want to get a little bit of practice in before I look for that. So you could take out your packet for today. Do you have a copy of your packet for today?
Right there too. I can also.
Your copy of the packet?
My copy is right here. This is the one that has the. Yeah.
Sweet. So let's go
Sorry,
through.
has the ones with directions.
Oh, great. I mean, I can go get it from.
Oh no. It's
So
fine,
let's go through
'cause
each.
He's pulled kids who aren't
Got
in
it.
class with everyone.
So let's go through each part, each lesson activity, and write down what are the specific scholar actions, the noise level, and the timestamp. So
So-
the do now is.
Answer 5. I give them 4 minutes. And level 0.
What else in the do now?
Like just as they sit down or
Mhm.
before that point?
Like, what are some things that you're like looking for and stuff like that?
Oh, I'm looking for math equation.
In terms of student behavior, sorry.
Oh,
Everything we're gonna do today. That was my bad frame. Everything we're doing in Annotated right now, we're thinking about student actions.
Oh, they're at a level 0 working independently.
Great. This is also the time in which they shouldn't have anything out except for what?
Their packet and their pencil.
Packet and 1 pencil. I would even specify.
Okay.
So if you were to give the directions here for having professional desks, how would it sound?
Should I give directions here?
When was the last time you communicated to scholars that the only thing that should be on their desk was a packet and a pencil?
I did that the first week of coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them are very good at it, except for like the few people who I make them move it when I.
Okay, so maybe then it's just a note to self. So write note to self. Scan to ensure only a packet and one pencil are out. I mean, the multiple pencil thing is just the worst.
Yeah.
And then correct and wait for compliance.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kicker, the wait for compliance, the ones who are not. Okay, now when you're going over it, what's the expectation?
When we're going over it, so then,
What are you communicating to them?
so it's noise level 0, or, they raise their hands for questions. I cold call for the problem.
What should they be doing with their paper matches board, correcting?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, next part.
So then, I don't have them read the target today, just because that took too long the first time. So, this is level 0. They write their answers during the pause.
That's nice that you do that for them. And it'll be good if you frame it
long enough thing.
and it's good that you're framing it beforehand. Like,
Mhm.
don't worry, I'm gonna pause it, and that's when you write your answer at a level 0.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're in the video and they're panicking. Like,
But they'll
what?
also forget until I pause it first.
Remember,
Yeah.
write your answer at a level 0.
Their eyes are either on the board or on the
Great. That was a good catch.
packet.
And then do you go over these?
These, since I'm pausing it and it has closed captioning, I pause it for as long as it takes me to write it on a new packet
That's
myself.
a
and then
good
I hit
practice.
play.
Yeah, that's a good practice.
Because if they're writing longer than that, they shouldn't be, and they know how to spell everything.
Okay.
It says it on the board. So, like, obviously I have them written up, but I might only flash that for a minute, just in case someone didn't get it.
Okay, great. So you're not going to then review a whole class. Okay, so how are you going to transition them between the video then and the notes?
So then I say, like, my summary has, this is what we learned. Like, last class, we were focusing on this topic. This class, we are now talking about this topic. They're related because this. Magnet, and then I start.
Great. So set the expectations for what they should be doing here.
So paper matches board. Level 0. Tracking board or paper.
That's really good. It's specific, tracking board or paper.
Because I find if I don't say that, then any
Then
kid
they're
who decides to turn around, like,
That's the big thing. If you don't name expectations for kids, they'll name them for you. So by explicitly stating your expectation, then you can follow up accordingly and say, as soon as they're out the window or at a scholar, you can be like, Dre, 1, border paper.
Yep.
Track border paper.
Yep.
Great. So I've just taken notes, now what?
Now, down here, I say, because I leave this up for a moment longer for anyone who's taking slower notes. So, I say go, independent practice level 0, that first, oh no, that's the next page. So, I call on, so it's still level 0,
You can say it just like that. It's still level 0.
and, so, strong voice, read, question, and then read A, yes, no, P, no. So for yes and no, we're doing this or this. Then C, D, paper matches support. So they go yes, no, because of this, no, because of this. So it has to be A. And then we move on to the next one, where I narrate drawing.
Paper matches board.
I ask what it looks like. And they inevitably say pumpkin, which I didn't anticipate, but is going to get them the right answer.
Say it again.
So I asked them what a magnetic field looks like, because Jada in the first class called out, oh, it looks like a pumpkin, which at the time was a call out, but then I looked at the questions for today, and one of the questions that they have to know from this is, what shape is the correct magnetic field? Oh, it's the pumpkin shape. Right?
So how would you say that to kids?
I ask what it looks like.
I would just tell them, otherwise you're gonna get caught of crazy things.
Oh, I got pumpkin immediately from
Oh,
the second
okay.
class. It's weird. Yeah. And then I write pumpkin.
And you're modeling all this for them.
So I'm
Because-
saying,
I did notice last week that even in your reteach lesson, you modeled it for me, but then and you modeled it in your first 2 classes, but then in your last class, you already had it pre-filled in.
oh,
So what's the impact of
I must have,
not modeling it?
yeah, that they don't actually see how, yeah.
Yeah,
Because I draw this each time.
good, great, just
Um,
checking. Because that's one thing we annotate on here, right?
Mhm.
That way I can see it also when I'm reviewing plans. Like
Yeah.
I want to know, like, I'm modeling here, I'm going to
Mhm.
draw it with them. Okay.
And then they write their notes.
Are they copying what you write? Are they doing it with a partner? Are they?
They're copying what I write. And then we label compass. Draw 2 arrows, which is right and line. and then they have to pick the one that is correct with evidence and that I call and raise hands for. And do low, middle, or middle, low, high.
Okay.
And then we select the right arrow. And from there, it's independent practice level 0. That's 2 minutes. Should I give more specific besides scholars when I say go? Start on the first page of your independent practice. You will have 2 minutes at a level 0. Go.
What else do you need to say?
Well, just
I would
if
have
there
them flip
should
it
be
to that
more.
page first
Okay.
and then tell them that. So after this, I'd say flip to the next page,
Mm-hmm.
scan, correct, next page, next page, then give those directions.
Okay.
Scholars, when I say go, do only this page
Mm-hmm.
at a level 0.
Oh,
2 minutes,
only?
go.
Because I've had because 2 minutes is the average amount of time for the group, but there are always like the 3 kids who really have it down.
Give the directions for
We
the
keep
norm,
Okay.
and then if the kids keep going, that's okay.
Because I've said like, if you beat my clock, I'll give you a bonus point. Because then they have to be.
Tell me how
working.
that sounds. Tell me how it sounds. I want to hear it.
So I start the time and I scan the first person who reaches the bottom. I say, scholars, if you are beating my clock, I will now be looking to give you a bonus point. And then I keep rotating and I write it on there.
What do you?
So beating my clock means that you've completed the page earlier than the time limit.
Yeah. I'm thinking on this.
Mhm.
What do they do if they? What do they do if they finish early? I don't care about this about the bonus point, right? But what do they do if they finish early?
They keep going unless I get them to help another scholar.
Right. So how are you communicating that?
Oh, with those particular ones.
Right. So
They're already in the habit of like.
right. So I would say you don't necessarily need to give the bonus point, and you don't need to. And
Call
what
it
is the
out.
impact of having them help another scholar?
So usually I try and have those kids seated next to a lot of the lower scorers.
Mm-hmm.
Because generally it ends up being one of the kids who can end up explaining it. But unless I can send them like back there or send them to the back of the room, usually if they're whispering, other people will try and group up.
Right.
Yeah.
So independent practice should only be a level
Mhm.
0, and kids who are done can work ahead. So tell me the directions again.
Okay. So
So let's go from turn the page to.
Mhm.
Tell me to turn the page.
Scholars turn to the independent practice. At the top of the page, you should see independent practice. There are 3 problems. When I say go, you may begin just this page. You will have 2 minutes, level 0. Go. And then I haven't been narrating that part.
So they haven't seen this type of problem earlier in the packet.
That is from their last packet.
Okay.
Should I not throw any review ones in?
No, I think you should. I always put the review at the end though, and put
Okay.
new stuff first, just
I can
for
do
moving
that.
forward. You don't have to do that for today, but Because my first thought was like, oh, I haven't done this, right? Because the ones you want them to practice more are these things they learned today.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So I got distracted by that. Tell me the directions again. I'm on this page, Miss Daniel. Tell me my directions.
When I say go, scholars click over to the next page. It'll say independent practice. You have 3 problems.
Wait until they get to the next page.
Okay.
So I'm here. Give me my directions.
Flip over to the next page. When I say go,
You have to scan in there and make sure
Should
they're
I
all on the next
narrate?
page. Thank you for flipping La Brea. Thank you for flipping Jure.
okay.
We're on the next page. Okay, great. Now, when I say go,
You will have 2 minutes for this page of your independent practice. Level 0. Go.
Great.
And then I hit 2. Or the timer.
great. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Then what?
Then, once the timer goes off, I say scholars tracking the board in 3, and 2, thank you, and 1. And we go over whatever was the hardest, usually with the method again. And then I say flip over. Scholars, when I say go, you have this many minutes for this page of the independent practice.
Great. Okay. The only thing I'm going to say to add is, I'm going to tell you what to add, and I'm going to have you practice it. Is the directions for this, because you've been communicating that they can help. After some time, you're going to have to say that moving, like something
Moving
like
forward.
moving forward. The expectation is you'll stay at a level 0. We're not help. How do we
'cause they
say
never,
that? Moving forward, the expectation is we stay at a level.
We're just working independently.
Yeah, that sounds better. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Because they basically will never pair off unless, because I do try and get a lot of Pam's kids to either be able to go to the back of the room with someone or to be able to go to the side, because if it's back there,
I would
then
say
they
that
might
is
see.
distracting and not effective. We're not there yet.
Okay.
So let's communicate that independent practice is a level 0. Because
Mhm.
ultimately, if you actually can get them all working at level 0, then you can help those kids.
Yes.
But we're not ready to be moving into different groups yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yet. So communicate to me again, what is the directions for the whole class for this page?
When I say go, you will have 3 minutes to complete the next 3 problems. Level 0. Go.
Before you say go, add in that sentence about how we're continuing.
Oh, okay.
So start from the beginning.
When I say go, you will have the next 3 minutes to complete the next 3 questions independently. Level 0. Go. Should it be more than just saying independently?
I would. The
Because
first time you said.
plug it in.
You said the first time you said, when I say go, you're completing the 3 pages on this problem, on this page at a level 0. 3 minutes. Go. You said something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, scholars, when I say go, on this page at a level 0,
Okay.
working only by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
complete all 3 problems. Level 0. 3 minutes, go.
Okay.
I repeated the volume level and the time, but for the specific participation actions, right, that spot right there on the
Mhm.
directions, that's where you say working only by
Yeah.
yourself. So I'm going to try that again. When I say go, on this page at a level 0, working only by yourself, complete 1 through 3. 3 minutes, go.
Okay.
You try.
So when I say go, I'm so used to putting the timestamp first.
Well, so it's fine. Don't look. You don't need to look at that. It doesn't matter the
Okay.
order as long as you get the things. So tell
Because
me.
for some reason I find that when I put timestamp first, that that makes them agitated enough that they pay attention
That's
to
fine.
the
That's
rest of
fine. That's fine. So
So-
tell me how you would.
Scholars, when I say go, you will have 3 minutes to complete the next 3 questions completely independently,
I would say working only by yourself.
working only by yourself. Level 0, go.
We know what independently means, and in theory, they know what independently means. But
But
just say working only by yourself is more kid friendly. So try it
Mhm.
again.
Okay. Scholars, when I say go, you will have 3 minutes for the next 3 problems, working only by yourself. Level 0, go.
Good. Write that down before you forget it. Great. All right, so already 5 minutes over, but I want to let you know how I'm going to follow up. So I'm going to look for in your plans tomorrow, your annotations with the specific scholar actions. The specific actions, the noise level, and the timestamp.
Mhm.
And I'm going to be looking for that in all your plans going forward, just because then I can look at something and be like, oh, I don't actually think partner work is going to work there, and I'll be able
Yeah.
to provide proactive feedback.
Mhm.
I'm going to come in during WMU tomorrow. And I'm going to do a little bit of filming so we can follow up and watch the video next week.
Sounds good.
And then for our live coaching,
Mhm.
I'm going to continue the ones from last week because I think that worked really
Yeah.
well. Like if I hear
Yeah.
noises, I've been going like this.
Mhm.
And that's been
Yeah.
going really well. And so for this, I've been thinking about how to signal to you. And so if I'm going to put myself in the mindset of the student, and if I'm unsure what I'm supposed to do, I'm going to go like this.
Okay.
So that's your cue to
Mhm.
like give the directions again using the
Yeah.
format. Like if I'm like this,
Mhm.
it's like I'm confused.
Yeah.
Or if you didn't say noise level,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do this. If you didn't say time, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
this.
Mhm.
Sound good?
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay. I like the hand signals. They're less invasive. So
Yes.
I'm confused. Noise level,
Mhm.
time. It's good. It's good. I heard you're meeting with Katie today too.
Yes.